Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to How's the Water?
How's the water?
Hello.
With John, Brad, and Sarah.
Yep.
I'm Sarah.
I'm John.
I'm
No,
Brad.
Wait,
Wait.
Wait a minute.
That's
No,
false.
we got it wrong. I'm Sarah.
Oh, boy.
That
Anyway.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, John, where are our podcasts?
Where can you find us at? Where are we
Yeah.
at?
So we were talking and we went down through the list and I submitted it to a bunch of different places. We are now approved and on Apple Podcasts.
Nice.
We are on Spreaker, which
Nice.
is our hosting website, and then we are on Spotify,
Yeah.
Google Podcasts.
Yeah.
We're on Deezer,
Okay.
Podcast Addict,
Nice.
Podchaser,
My God.
and we are waiting for approval from iHeartRadio and Castbox.
Nice.
I can't write that fast.
Oh,
But hopefully you all heard that.
And you can find us on the social media at
We're on the
Twitter.
social media.
We're Twitter, isn't it?
Yeah, tweet us at
Twitter.
How's the Water?
Tweeter.tweet.
At literally on Twitter. It's How's the Water.
Tweeter.
But you can find us there.
Yep.
I'm currently working on setting up a Facebook page for us.
Yep.
We also post them to our YouTube channels. So,
Yep. The Whisker Biscuits and Got Next Gaming.
yep.
correct.
So there's that.
Yep, we do gaming videos on YouTube, so
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
also do that. So it's a hodgepodge.
Spread the love.
It's
Yeah.
a whole thing. It's a whole
Spread
thing.
it out. Spread the love. Spread your stuff.
Give us 5 stars and like us and everything like that.
Yeah, give
Tell
us
your friends.
give us a thumbs up. Tell your friends.
Tell
Tell
your
your
friends.
family. Tell your not family. Tell acquaintances. Just, you know what I mean?
Tell
Wear
somebody
like
on
a
the
fucking
street.
sign when you go out. If you go out in public,
If you decide to go out in public,
take a picture of yourself like with a sign that says, "Hey, check out How's the Water podcast."
yeah, and then just
That's
tell
it.
random
That's all
people.
you have to do. Yeah.
There you go. Done.
Pretty
I
much.
mean, really, it's like one thing. You really don't have to do that much.
And
You
if you're
have to do
like
everything.
me, you tell your neighbor, "Hey, go fuck yourself and go watch How's the Water and go listen to How's the Water."
Yeah.
There you go.
Please go fuck yourself and go.
Oh, by the
listen
way,
to this, slash
listen to
watch
this.
it.
What else we got? Is that it?
I don't know. I stopped
email.
writing. I
Okay.
quite literally
Email.
stopped
Email.
writing.
Yeah, you can email us.
We also have an
Yeah,
email.
You can email us.
The email is podcast howsthewater@gmail.com.
Dun dun dun.
All lowercase, everybody. And there's
All-
no apostrophe for house, even though there should be.
Well, hey, what are you
You
gonna
know.
do? What are you gonna do?
Grammar.
We can put that
blah.
in the description
Yeah.
or somewhere
We do have a description that we put up
sometimes.
occasionally.
So what's new? What are we doing? What's new?
I don't know who
I
wants
mean-
to start it off.
John, how's the water?
I mean, the water's good. We had a very good week here in my neck of the woods. It snowed on the 30th of
Ah.
October,
Oh man.
I want snow.
Yeah, we didn't get
Which-
snow yet.
which was like kind of like more of a dusting. But the unique part about the snow is that October 30th is my wedding anniversary, so it was 9 years.
Nice.
And the year we got married, it was the year of the ice storm in 2011
Oh man.
on October 30th.
Hey.
So
Wow.
That's a pattern.
yeah,
That's a
there's
pattern.
definitely a
now.
pattern.
Yep.
And the funnier story behind that is that my uncle had come up to me the day of our wedding and said, "Do you remember what I asked you 10 years ago about getting married?" I said, "No, Uncle Rich. What did you tell me? What did I tell you?" You said, "You told me you would get married when hell freezes over." Well, here it is,
There
kid.
you go.
Yep. Hell froze over, y'all.
He goes, "You predicted it 10 years ago."
Right.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty good week for us. And then my frozen pizza company, which entrepreneur, rocket ship builder. What else do I do? Podcasts, YouTube, pizza company hosted an event. So frozen pizza, and it's called the Pizza Geek.
Yep.
And we're actually going to sponsor this podcast. Yes.
All right.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
PizzaGeek.net sponsoring the How's the Water podcast.
Yeah.
We did an event at a football game that went over really well, and
Excellent.
sold a lot of pizza. Yeah, it was different, and a lot of people were happy to see it because they're used to hamburgers and hot dogs at an
Right.
event like that, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, pizza."
You throw pizza in the mix, like, yeah.
Yep, and they were happy to throw their money at us, which was what you always want.
That's
Hey, you know
great.
what?
Just throw your money at me, please.
Here's what I need. I need tacos at such an
Tacos.
event. Yeah.
Tacos would be
Ooh.
good, yeah. Tacos
I do
would be
fucking. I love tacos.
I don't know,
Seriously,
but- you
I want to have a taco food truck. I'm
least
not gonna lie.
Around here, you don't see a lot of pizza at those kind of events either, so that would be excellent.
No.
Yeah, I
yeah,
would have liked
pizza
to
would-
come
yeah,
across
pizza
that.
would be good.
Yeah,
I need tacos.
That would have been good.
And I mean, there are at different events like carnivals and whatnot, they have traveling tacos, but like
Yeah,
I
that was
need to
good.
make my tacos. I
Yeah.
make good tacos.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And I make cheap tacos.
Cheap.
I really feel like I could. Well, remember we had like a restaurant idea
Yeah.
a while back where we wanted to do like comfort food.
Yeah.
And by comfort food, I mean
Stop hitting that. That's what I mean.
Oh.
Because you're going to hear it on the mic.
comfort food is the food that you can't really get at a restaurant when you go out to eat, but it's
Yeah.
like the quick stuff you make at home.
Yeah.
Like sloppy joes, tacos, grilled cheese, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it probably would have been popular, but our town has like 1 million food establishments.
Oh, yeah.
And many of them show up and then are gone 6 months later.
It's food is a very difficult business to break into.
It really is. It
So,
really
I
is.
mean, I can attest to that for sure.
Yeah.
Having owned several successful pizzerias and one failure of a pizzeria,
Hey.
I could definitely tell you that it's though we were more successful than we failed, it was definitely a whopping failure at that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, hey, but you did have some success, and now you're having more success. So
that's good.
Hey, if you learn from your failures,
Mhm.
right, you'll get somewhere.
absolutely, and
Eventually.
that's our greatest teacher.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to do a eatery at some point with I was going to call it Megabytes. It was going to be a video game themed
Yeah.
eatery.
Restaurant.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That's a great name, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Yeah. Trademark megabytes. Writing that down.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It was going to be like at each booth there was going to be like retro games and shit. It would have been cool.
Yeah.
It
But,
would have been cool.
you know, and that's the downside, right? You get excited about these ideas, and then you go to the other side of it.
yeah,
You're
you go to
like,
the
you know
technical
how much
side of it.
startup
And you're
you
like, oh my
need
freaking god.
for that kind of business. Like restaurants require a lot of startup costs.
Yep.
A lot.
Yes.
You need equipment. You need to have a supplier for your food. I mean, really, for your ingredients and all of that.
And
Which
I'm
isn't
sure
necessarily
you have
the
to go
difficult
through.
part of it, but I mean, just your equipment alone,
Yeah.
having a place, for the eatery. You don't want something that's too small,
Yeah.
right? But you don't want a large place either, because rent is going to kill you.
I would imagine.
100%.
I mean, John knows
it
more
will kill
than
you.
we do, obviously.
Yeah,
about that
John,
stuff.
I'm sure, knows all about it.
So the funny thing is that after the event, my wife got all gung ho, and she was like, "That went so well, this and that." And we pretty much almost sold out of the pizza that we had.
That's awesome.
We
That's
had a few
great.
left, and we just gave them away to the football team after the game. I'm like, "Here you go,"
Did,
through our
wait,
business
wait,
cards.
wait. Did they win?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
all
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
right, yeah.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
don't want to just give pieces away to losers. I mean, come on.
That's everybody deserves a trophy.
Yeah,
thing,
we
which
can't
can
have
talk
the
about,
everybody
too.
gets a fucking trophy thing.
No.
No, we gave it to the home team, the team that hosted us. So,
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, we gave them pizza, and then we threw business cards at everybody, of course. And I was approached by several members from different organizations, like, "Oh, do you do events?" And I'm like, "Yes, we do."
Hell
But yeah,
yeah.
we're talking. So my wife got all gung ho, and she started talking about a food truck trailer sort of deal
Uh-huh.
to do this. So, and being that I've built 1, 2, 3, 5, I built 5 pizzerias,
Damn.
and I've renovated 1. So like total of 6 places where I've kind of done construction, renovations, whatever, building them from scratch, from zero.
Yeah.
Just 4 blank walls and putting a pizzeria in place.
Yeah.
We were going through some costs, so like I said to her, I was like, "This is what you're going to need." So I ran down the list, and she started looking these things up on, just like Googling it.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, I could find a trailer for like $5,000, but wouldn't a truck be better?" And I'm like, "So go look up trucks." And then she's looking at trucks, and you buy like a brand new like step van or cargo van.
Yeah.
Those things are like $90,000.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they are not
she
cheap.
was like, "That's absurd. Put it with that guy down the street who does the burritos. Like, I don't understand. Like, he bought a truck for $90,000. I'm like, probably bought something used. So she started looking up used ones.
Right.
They
Yeah.
were $35,000.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
At least
yeah.
they had equipment in it though, but not equipment that we could use.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like we don't need a grill. We don't need an open burner stove. We don't need there's things we just didn't
Yeah.
need in there.
Right.
So then I was like, you got to go through and pretty much find an empty bare truck that's used and then just fit it yourself. And then
Yep.
even at that, like you can buy used equipment. If you find decent stuff, you're still in the $30,000 to $50,000 range.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a truck. It's not even a location where you're paying rent and
Yeah.
electric.
Yeah.
and everything else, right? And you got to hire somebody. And if you're in a physical, brick and mortar store, you have to hire help. You can't do that by
Oh,
yourself.
of course.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So in a truck, you could do yourself, and then maybe you hire one other person, and that's it. Because how many people are going to really fit in inside of a truck, right? To run a business like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But in a location, like I said, like in a storefront, like you definitely need to have 3 or 4 people that are going to be working behind that counter with you,
Right.
and that can get up there. My wife's cousin just reached out to us recently about starting a pizzeria. He's in Canada, and they were building the wood oven and everything else, and then they were looking to see if they can find investors, so to speak. And because I have the background, was asking me, and the initial investment was $100,000, and I'm like, am I buying the whole thing for $100,000? Because I'm like, that's that's crazy.
Oh,
That's
geez Louise.
insane.
And no, it wasn't. It was just he was buying everything brand new, and he was building a brand new like wood burning oven and
Yeah.
everything else.
So wait, hold on. So Canadians eat pizza?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, damn.
Really? No. They don't just eat maple butter.
That's
you
my
weirdo.
takeaway from that.
No, him and his, maple
Tim Hortons
everything.
and maple butter.
Yep.
Hey,
Pizza and maple butter.
I get my maple butter from Pennsylvania. Thank
That's
you.
true. He does.
I keep it in the state from one of my
I keep it in the state.
from one of my good friends growing up. His family has always
Yeah.
done that, and they've always
True.
worked with maple products, and they've made so much money doing it because they're so good.
Yeah. I
They-
guess.
As it should be.
They do, yeah, they do really well.
Question:
As it should
Did
be.
you
Keep
look
it
in?
local.
Did you look into like campers? Because
You
we
mean
see
like-
a lot of food trucks, especially at fairs and
Converted
stuff,
from
that-
campers, yeah.
Yeah, they're just like literal like mobile home camper things.
Yeah.
Right. So that the problem. With
I don't know if that would
and-
be cheaper, maybe. But I
Possibly
mean,
could
those usually have at least a small kitchenette that you can adjust,
Or an ambulance. Like
and
we
they
did see
usually have a
couple.
way to like so you don't need electric, or
Yeah.
you have the ability to kind of like do a little something different
Yeah, I've seen one converted from an ambulance too,
from an ambulance.
from an
yeah.
old one. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know
mean,
how they
I'm
did
sure
it,
that would
but-
be pricey,
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't
don't know. I don't know anything about campers because we don't go camping.
Right.
And if we do go camping, we do like traditional camping, and then our kids get scared, and then we come home at 3:00 in the morning. So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
My
Long
wife found a used school bus,
Oh, that'd be cool.
That might be neat.
and she's like, "What if I gut this thing out and just like wrap it with like pizza stuff?" And I'm like, "It's a thought, absolutely a thought."
That's kind of cool,
Yeah.
actually.
I mean,
and
people
it was
do that to
pretty
live
cheap,
in.
too.
So
Yeah. Was it a short bus or like a long bus, like the standard?
No, regular standard school bus.
Damn.
heck yeah.
That'd
And it
be
wasn't a lot of
interesting.
money. It was like $7,000. It was older. It was about 20 years old, but it looked like it was in great shape.
That'd be
20
pretty
years old.
cool.
That's the thing.
It's-
School buses really do hold their value.
Yeah.
Yep, and they
I
hold
mean-
up too.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, obviously food trucks on the go, but I mean, you'd have enough room in a regular sized school bus where you could have some sitting, like
Yep.
a little bit if
Yeah.
you wanted to. That's really cool. You could leave the seats in there.
Yep.
That'd be neat.
Hmm.
I even said that to her too. I was like, you can leave like the front of it with like the seats, and there's like the
Yeah,
back
that'd
of
be
it.
pretty
You
neat.
put all your equipment, and you have the
Heck
back
yeah.
door to kind of like open
Well,
up.
see,
and
that's the downside. Yeah, that's the downside to food trucks is you don't necessarily have somewhere to
That's it.
enjoy what you're having.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they'll throw like one of those like makeshift picnic tables out there
Yeah,
and stuff like
but
that. But
I mean, there are a lot of food trucks that get really like intricate with what they're feeding you,
yeah.
and it's not something that you can legitimately stand there and eat without
Yeah,
making
yeah.
a fucking mess of yourself. So it would be nice to have a little something to sit on
And a paper towel.
and a paper towel.
Yeah.
That would be
True
handy. Make sure you have
story.
paper towels,
Paper towels.
napkins, paper towels, whatever.
Yeah, it's neat though. I like I vote for the bus idea the most.
Heck yeah, me too. That's
I
my
thought it was
vote.
rather unique as well.
Yeah,
Just
exactly. It's
doesn't
gonna-
happen
definitely.
You'll
anymore.
stand out. You'll stand out for sure.
You can definitely stand
Well,
out.
the only downside is you may have to pay more for like a rental space, just because. And
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't know how
even
they do
know, is
that,
it
yeah.
rental space? I know you just need a license to do it around here, so I don't know if they actually have to rent the space or just the license to do it in
I
a certain area.
Don't know.
I don't know.
So that's all based upon jurisdiction,
Right.
Yeah.
And where I am in Connecticut, it's my wife was looking up the permits for it,
Uh-huh.
and then you have to make sure that you apply because apparently your territory is protected for a certain radius. So like if you pick a location and you're approved for that location, nobody else can set up there.
Yeah, which is
Oh wow,
nice.
Which is-
yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's great.
which kind of helps. Like, it's not like a huge radius, but it's enough of a radius where, like, nobody's gonna park in the same exact spot you park in day after
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So what if
That
you
all
go
of a
out,
sudden has an idea to, like, oh, let me start a food truck and put it right here where they go.
so what if you go outside of your radius? Is it like start like a food truck war?
That'd be
Pretty
fun.
much.
I
That'd be
would do
awesome.
that.
You like,
Food
Dude,
fight!
dude, yeah, you do drive-bys and throwing your pizzas at people. Other guys are like throwing their tacos at you.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
That's a food fight I want to be part of.
Me too. Pizza and tacos. Fuck yeah.
Heck yeah. Just open my big mouth.
So in the meantime, while she was looking for the permits and the proper stuff for it, because we already have the business license,
Right.
Yeah.
we just have to put it under the umbrella of the frozen pizza company.
Right.
I was like, start advertising for events and see what we can do. We'll do events like we just did this weekend, because then you don't need a permit for anything. You just need to have liability insurance, basically, and the equipment
Right.
to do it.
Yep.
Right.
So, and the willingness to do it, ultimately.
Heck
That's
yeah.
what it comes down to.
Do you have the time?
Yeah.
That's
right.
the question.
So,
It all comes down to time.
Yep.
Time management.
Yep. For me, it's a little more difficult because I do have a full-time job. But
Yep.
she has a little bit more leeway. She doesn't work full-time hours per se, but she still works 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
But she's off on the weekends, so Saturday and Sundays when you have most events
Yeah.
is when it kind of happens. Or if they're at night,
Right.
then you can kind of cover them too.
Yeah. That's
The nice
cool.
thing about Connecticut is there's a ton of breweries. I feel like that's everywhere now, though.
Yeah,
There's
that's
ton
been a
of-
big thing. Yeah.
Oh,
breweries.
breweries are bleh.
And we have like
Forget it.
we have one within walking distance, and then we have
Yeah.
like
There's
about 7 that I can think of off the top of my head,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
in the
In the
area. It's like,
general
geez.
area. Yeah.
And they're all the
That's ridiculous.
same around us. They're all like, like rustic looking and like all
Yeah.
this shit. It's
Yep.
like, come on, do something different. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, there's-
Steampunky.
Yeah.
There's 20 within 50 miles of me in any direction. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
they all do events, and I was like, call them first and say, I want to set up at your event.
Right.
The pizza tent or whatever, and see
Right.
what they say. So and that's what it comes down to, having them hire you,
Yeah.
because they're always doing
Oh,
food
hell
and
yeah.
music at these
Yeah.
events.
Yeah. Exactly. You'll do well. That's a great idea.
Heck yeah. Question: if you do a food truck, are you going to still stick with like the frozen pizza and just do them there, or are you going to do like straight up fresh fucking pizza?
No,
That's
so
my
it's
question.
it's actually going to be the frozen pizza that's prepared.
Uh huh.
And we just basically make plain cheese pizza, sauce and cheese. We freeze them, and then we're going to thaw them to then cook, and then we'll just offer toppings, and we can put the toppings right on that frozen pizza.
Right.
Makes it
All right.
simple.
Yeah.
Did you see the
Good
grill
deal.
thing he has? Like it's a dome you sit on the grill and it has a stone in it and it cooks the pizzas. Did you see that?
No.
I sent
see
that.
that.
I sent that just to you on Discord.
Oh, just to me. Oh, I should have shown
Oh,
her. I should
well,
have shown her then. I didn't realize.
Sorry, not cool enough
Didn't
to get that
realize-
picture.
Didn't realize it.
We happened to
Whatevs.
be talking about it, so I sent them the
You know-
picture. Sorry.
Boy,
It's pretty neat. It's just like this.
I feel like this podcast is going to John and Brad.
Oh well. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
See you
whoa.
later.
You
Sarah.
missed out on one thing, and
Yep.
yeah, okay,
Nope.
yeah. Well, it's like the stainless steel dome and with a stone
cool.
in it, and you put it on top of your grill, and the heat from it goes in and
Yeah.
cooks your pizza up. It's pretty cool.
Oh my.
Yeah, I like that
Listen, I was just happy I was able to send them the picture at all. So
thing.
typically, Discord and pictures do not work well with me. So
You're welcome, social media guru, also
Yeah.
known as me.
What? What's going on there with that?
I know how
There you
to
go.
do it all.
I do too.
I sent it just now.
There you go. You got it now.
You're quite literally.
Check it out. You got it. Shut up.
What do you mean check it? I don't even want to check it out. I'm not even. I don't even care. I don't want it. Man, get out of here. You're the worst.
Yep. I try to be.
I know it.
I try to
You're
be.
good at it. Oh well, look at
There you
that.
go. See? Aren't they neat?
Oh,
Aren't
those
they
are
neat?
neat and fancy.
Those are neat and fancy.
I like
and
it.
that pizza
And they
looks
actually-
good. Now I
That
want some.
pizza looks really fucking good.
They
Man,
actually
no,
worked very well too. I was surprised how well they worked. I wasn't really.
I didn't know-
100% sold on it.
I didn't know they made things like that,
No.
like at all. I've grilled pizza before, just like because I wanted to heat it up, but I
Right.
never like actually thought
Yeah.
that they made like a thing for it. That's cool.
So
Cool.
the thing I want to do is I want to build like an outdoor like wood burning brick oven
Yeah.
eventually. But the thing is that I'm not completely sold on staying in the house that we're in. I want to kind of like move out of here and
Right.
go someplace else. So I don't want to build one yet, because if I do, then I can't take it with me.
Yeah.
Or I need to figure out a way to build it so that I can make it portable and take it with me.
Well,
So
now-
that's how I found these.
Here's what you do: is you watch the episode where Lucy and Ethel take one apart and then put it back together, and you'll be set.
You ever watch that
You'll be
episode?
set.
You ever watch I Love Lucy?
I Love Lucy.
I have watched I Love Lucy, but I don't remember all of them.
Okay,
Oh my
this is
God.
when they're living like in the country.
Yeah, it's when they move
become
out to
country
the
folk.
country. Yeah.
And
It's
Des
towards
has
the
like he
end
has
of
like
the-
vacation time or whatever.
Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can call him Des.
Well, yeah, because his name is
Desi Arnaz.
Desi
Yeah, I
Arnaz.
know.
But anyway, right? So he decides he's gonna build like this brick, grill fucking oven thing, majigger.
There you go. You nailed it.
I nailed it, right? So then she keeps like taking her ring off every time she does the dishes.
Yeah.
And she's lost it a couple of times, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's gonna kill me!" Blah blah blah. So she loses it, and she thinks that because she was helping him, that it's now inside
The
of
mortar.
the mortar that was used to build this brick thing.
But really, he found it on the countertop
But
and took it.
yeah,
and put it
he
in his
found
pocket.
it, right? So then her and Ethel go out in like the middle of the night, rip this thing apart,
Yeah.
looking for it, don't find the ring. They try to put it back together. And just
It's
like
great.
his
Oh my
face
God.
cracks me up
Reaction is just
every
so good.
time because he's like, "What in the fuck did you do?"
Well, he didn't realize they did it at first. So he just comes back and
No,
like,
he's
what the
like,
hell happened to
yeah,
our
like-
beautiful grill?
Yeah, because he was doing everything right.
It
He was
looked
doing
good.
it all right.
And then it didn't.
But anyway, so that's how you do it, John. Just so you know.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay,
Well,
watch that episode, do everything they do, and then
okay,
you'll be set.
So this is what you do. You buy that bus. You do this thing in the bus, and you actually create a brick oven in the bus, and you have brick oven pizza on the go like that. That's a great idea.
Yep.
Do it.
There
Do
you
it.
go.
Do it right now.
That's pretty cool.
Do
actually,
it.
Do it.
Do it.
Instead of cooking it on commercial things inside the bus or whatever, you could just like pipe it out the freaking one of the windows of the bus and just freaking do it in there.
Yeah. I like the way
That's
you
it.
think.
And I like the way I think sometimes too.
And that is it. So
That's it.
And that would be nice and easy too, peppered out there when there's plenty of windows.
No,
Heck yeah.
fuck yeah.
Just pick one.
Yeah, there's no shortage of windows for sure.
No.
That's for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the water by us.
Awesome.
My goodness.
Awesome. Well, how's the water by us?
Well, I don't know. The water by us is. Oh, here's the thing. I get real angsty about things, right? I'm very observant, and because I'm like the social media guru
That you are, yeah.
that I am, because we do the YouTube, we do Twitch, we do all of that stuff.
Now you got to do it even more because we're
Now,
doing this.
now I'm doing twice as much.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
And I'm not doing. I'm
Any of
doing
it.
twice as
He-
less.
Yeah, he's doing 3 times less what he does normally,
And how?
which is nothing.
Exactly.
So, but I've come to notice that there's a trend, and I don't know where this all began. I don't want to look into where it all began, but it seems like, right, to be anything on, as a content creator,
Yeah.
like this is where I'm going to stem it from, right? If you're on YouTube or Twitch,
Well, yeah, this applies
you
other
have
places,
You have
but-
to essentially put yourself out there, right? You have to go to Twitter, you have to go to Instagram, you have to interact with other people. They
Yep.
call it networking, I call it ass kissing.
Yep.
But anyway, you do a little bit of this, that, and the other thing. You meet new people. But I've noticed that I would say the good majority of people that I've met and interacted with seem to have a lot of mental health issues. Not to discredit any of it.
No.
Because I don't. I 100% believe that people do suffer from depression and anxiety. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm saying that I've noticed a lot showing up in these arenas, like
Yeah.
on Twitter, on Instagram, even on Twitch, really. You have all of these people that I don't know if it's like they're attention seeking,
Okay.
and so it's coming off as, I have a mental health issue, but it's really just me trying to gain attention from other people,
Okay.
almost using it as a crutch, if you will.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
As I'm
yeah.
going along with this? But it also appears to me that people are lacking in like a self-motivational, self-actualization type of realm.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I have to wonder what has changed. Like I have faith in my own abilities. You have faith in your own abilities.
Sure, why not?
John has faith in his abilities. and this isn't going religious by any means, but I feel like there's too many people who are putting their worth into the hands of others.
Right.
Like, oh, if I only get 5 likes on Twitter, I'm no good. Right? I'm not worth anything.
Yeah.
Like, when did that become the standard for what you're worth?
I don't know.
Right? Shouldn't you have more self-worth? Shouldn't you believe in what you're able to do and who gives a flying fuck who likes it and who doesn't?
Yeah. You see this more than I do, so I don't have much to say on this.
Right.
topic.
Yeah. Obviously, because you're terrible at social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I wish I was more terrible at it because ideally I would like to not see it on a daily basis. Right? But it's this whole like, do we have to tell everybody that they're awesome and that they're great and that they're worthy?
You're a
Do
legend.
we actually have to say those words,
I
right?
don't know.
For people to believe it. I don't
No.
need to hear that on a
I
daily basis.
Don't care at all.
I don't care. Because I
The
know
problem-
I know that what I'm doing is what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Follow. The problem is that, and it's going to get worse before it gets better because kids growing up, they don't know anything else.
Yeah,
Right.
unfortunately.
I'll give you
Yeah.
a very simple example. A few months back, we had a very nasty hurricane storm up here, where like a tornado actually ripped through the town. Didn't touch any of us.
Jesus.
We were fortunate where we were safe,
Yeah.
but we lost power for about 7 or 8 days, and my kids did not know how to entertain themselves without the TV or the iPad or their video games.
Right.
And I felt like I failed them as a parent for a moment, but I was like, what else is there? You know, like they have toys and stuff, but there's just, they know this stuff from the day that they're born. Like,
Right.
we didn't have that, right? Like I
Right.
didn't have a cell phone until I
No.
was 18 years old. And the only reason I got a cell phone was because I had to sit there and convince my father that it was necessary because he owned a business. I was like, we have this business. You can get in touch with me so much easier
Right.
because our business was on the road. You know, we
Yeah.
were out on the road delivering Italian bread. So
Right.
for him to get in touch with me, he would have to call one of the delis that I delivered to,
Right.
wait for me to get there to get the message, and then call him back. So that's
Yeah.
how I convinced him to get like a cell phone when I was 18 years old. Now that's 30 years ago,
Right.
almost, you know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, up until I was 18, like none of this stuff existed,
Right.
but we knew a world without it. We knew how to entertain ourselves without it. Like I grew up playing with Matchbox cars and clothespins, honestly, like realistically, you know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it wasn't, we didn't have a ton of money. We didn't have a lot of money. So I didn't have all the fancy toys or whatever that was out there at the time. We just made do with what we had. But nowadays, everything is right at your fingertips, no matter what it is.
Right.
Yep.
Quite literally, it's at your fingertips, no matter what it is. I can go to Amazon if I want something. I can go buy it, and within 2 days, it's in front of my door, on my
Yeah.
doorstep. That was not the
It
way
wasn't
it
even
was.
remotely possible
No.
back
It
then.
wasn't even
Well-
a possibility back then.
And you have to think too, when we were kids, it was a different the world was a different place.
Yeah.
Of course.
I could leave my house early in the morning in the summertime and not come home until it was dinner time
And that was okay.
or nighttime, and that was fine.
Yep.
There weren't as many worries. So nowadays, honestly, I don't let my kids just go off and hang out with their friends. I don't want them
Why?
crossing certain streets
Yeah.
because I know
Assholes
something
in
bad
the
could
world.
happen.
Yeah. Yep.
and
But are there,
I
are
think
there,
just-
are there
I think
more
some-
assholes now than there was then, or it's just we weren't as aware of it because of all of this extra social media
good
in our
point.
faces?
Good point.
Combination of both, possibly.
Right.
Yeah.
but
'Cause,
I mean,
I got hit by a car when I was
realistically,
younger on my bike.
yeah. But like
They
realistically,
ran a stop
my
sign and ran me over.
yeah,
Jesus.
my parents were super strict, but they let us go.
Yeah.
Right.
They let us go. We could ride bikes. You know, I mean, granted, we didn't go through the entire town.
Yeah.
You know, we had to stay like our town is categorized by East End, West End.
Yeah.
We had to stay in the East Side because that's
East
where
Side.
East Side. But we could be gone all day. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't
Yeah.
have any ways to contact our parents unless we went to somebody's house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we were
It's
fine.
different in a way.
You know what I mean? Like nothing bad ever happened. Now it's like, you know, my kids want to go for a walk and I'm like, do you have your cell phones? Don't talk to anybody. Don't look at anybody. Just, you
And
know,
we don't
go
live
for a
in-
walk and come back.
And we don't live in a horrible place.
No.
Our area is nice, but it just I don't know.
Yep. We live in a really nice neighborhood, and there's not we're in a very rural area. There's not a lot of houses around us, and
Right.
in Connecticut, Western Connecticut, and I would not let my kids do that. But I lived in a smaller town in Lower Westchester, New York, when I grew up, and I did literally the same thing. Like my parents' rules were, you can't go past Lincoln Avenue.
Yep.
Because that was the big street that you couldn't cross.
Right.
But there was a park in between, so we wound up at the park all the time on our bikes. Come home and the street lights go on. Be home when the street lights go on.
Yeah.
And that was the rule.
Yep.
You could still do that today. It's just that, like I'm saying, I think we've created this own neuroses of our own in our minds because we look at social media, we see all these crazy things that happen around us. You didn't know about that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
We were
that
talking.
definitely doesn't help.
We were talking about serial killers at one point. It's like you don't hear about serial killers anymore, but there was definitely serial killers back then, right? And it's
yeah.
they were more prominent back then than they are now.
Well,
Yeah.
Thinking back, like I was almost kidnapped when I was a kid.
He was
So,
almost kidnapped, and I was like, "That's unheard of."
Yeah.
We just never had that happen, and we live in the town that I grew up in.
Right. Right.
You know, and I'm still like, I don't want my kids going
Walking down the
off. Like,
street. Right.
Yeah.
and they have cell phones. They have them, and I'm still nope. I wouldn't let my kids go out and play in the yard because we don't have a fence. Like, I wouldn't let them go out by themselves without me outside
Yeah.
or you outside.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I'm neurotic for that.
Well,
Maybe I have created like this
not
whole
necessarily.
thing in my
We
head.
also have instances where neighbors' dogs get out a lot,
Yeah.
and I don't trust them. So I mean,
True.
that'd be
Yeah.
horrible to go out and see your child getting mauled by a dog. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like,
We've also
so we keep an eye,
yeah.
obviously.
I mean, you know, we've
But
also,
why is that where your mind goes to automatically?
But yeah, no,
Right.
it's weird. It's because
It's
of
like-
media, probably.
yeah,
Like,
it's
I do
all
the
the
same
terrible
thing.
things that happen in the
I do the
world.
same
you know?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had plenty of stray dogs running around my neighborhood when I was a kid, and we just
Yeah,
went the other
same
other
here.
way.
Yeah.
Here's where I go.
I
I
know,
go to
exactly.
worst case scenario. That's
Yeah.
what my problem is. I think
Exactly.
worst case scenario, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And
And
so
my
then
mind does the
I
same
say
thing.
I can't allow it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, even like the kids riding their bikes up and down the alley. You
Yeah.
know, we had to be out there watching because we have idiot neighbors who
That
will
hall-
fly
that-
down the alley.
Yeah, that fly.
Or
we have
our
a,
alley's a no outlet alley, so then you have idiots who can't pay attention to signs who
Yeah.
come flying up the alley, realize, oh shit, I can't get out the other end, and come
And it's
flying back down the other way.
It's literally a 1-car wide alley.
Yeah,
And it's where we have our off-street parking and stuff. It's
Yeah.
no outlet alley
which
and
is
all that.
good.
It's great. But we have assholes that can't read signs, and they come hauling ass up here, like 40 miles an hour sometimes. It's like, what?
Yeah,
So, I don't know. That's
I
weird.
see the same thing. What was I saying about the school bus this morning, where we have this road and it's about 150, 200 feet, and people choose, instead of trying to turn around and make a 3-point turn,
Right.
they back down the street 200 feet
Oh, my God.
yeah,
in reverse because
Yeah.
they're too lazy or whatever you want to call it. But I'm sitting there watching this, and not only are they going in reverse 200 feet, but they're not doing it slowly either. It's not like they're doing it at 5 miles an hour. They're like flooring it. And I'm like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? There's kids running around the street waiting for the school bus.
yeah,
Well, they got to get to where they got to get to, It's like, geez,
Where are you going so fast?
yeah.
That's
that
what I
too.
often wonder, too.
You're
Yep.
just waiting for the bus. It's late anyway.
Yep. Yeah.
As it typically is. Yeah.
Every day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. The world's crazy sometimes.
There you go. I'm
And-
gonna track all of this up to the world is just going crazy. Right.
It
And
is.
I feel like we're more normal than most.
Well, maybe.
The end.
I tend to agree. I don't know what is normal anymore.
I
I'm
don't-
wondering.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
don't
the
either.
definition anymore.
No.
I certainly don't know the definition either.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
I don't think there ever really was.
Yeah. Well, going back to your social media stuff, I was thinking, like, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So, like, a lot of these people that
Yeah,
are out there are
that
squeaky
too.
wheels.
Yeah.
So they just kind of need oiled, apparently.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, to each their own. But if you need people constantly, like, fluffing you up and making you feel good about yourself, then there's something inherently wrong with you.
Oh, yeah.
There is. Because you shouldn't need that. Because what happens when it stops? Are you going to become another statistic?
Yeah.
And by statistic, I mean someone who's actually diagnosed as having a mental health issue.
Well, it also goes back to, like...
And how many of them really have a mental health issue, or are they just using it because they have that need for, I need all the attention.
No.
I don't know if they're using it or if
I
they're
need
being
people to
told.
like me. I need people to. What do you mean they're being told?
They're
Explain
being
that.
told.
What do
So
you mean being told
here
what?
you go. Here you go. Example: my mother passed
Yeah.
away in July of 2019,
Uh-huh.
and my sister turned around and told me that I was suffering from depression and anxiety. And I went, "What is that?" And she forced me to go see a therapist. And I sat down with a therapist. The therapist said to me, "You are depressed, and what you're describing is anxiety." And I'm like, for 47 years, I felt the same way. I don't know what you're talking about. So you're telling me for 47 years I've had anxiety and depression that I never knew of? That's very possible. So I'm being told that I'm an anxious person, and I'm like, am I anxious or am I angry? I think I'm angry because I lost my mom. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm anxious, so to speak. So I feel like people are being told that it's anxiety or that they're depressed, and then they're just latching onto that. But here's the other thing: going back to the whole social media thing, it
Uh-huh.
has to do with the likes, and it's the equivalent of my dad can beat up your dad. It's a competition.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
we were younger, we didn't have Facebook to go, oh, I have 45 friends on Facebook or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I have
Right.
100 friends on Facebook. It's my dad could beat up your dad.
Yep.
And it was a lot smaller of a scope than thousands and thousands and thousands of likes on a website for
Yeah.
people you don't even know that you will never meet.
Right.
And that's what creates the anxiety. Oh my gosh, I need to get more likes because so and so at school has more likes than I do.
Yeah.
But then it
It's
all
a
stems back.
competition.
It also stems back to everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah. It's
Everybody
that
gets
too.
a trophy.
You know, a
I'm
participation
sorry,
trophy. That's
I'm
ass.
sorry, but
Don't
not
get- you don't
everybody
get
is
that.
awesome. Not everybody is a. Oh, and people throwing this legend word around.
Oh, fucking A.
Can you please fucking look that up in the dictionary? Can you please do that?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sick and tired of people using words in the wrong context.
Yep.
You're not a fucking legend.
No.
You're not a fucking. You know who's a legend? Babe Ruth. That's a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Like, you putting up a video on YouTube
Doesn't
or
make you a legend.
streaming on Twitch doesn't make you a fucking legend.
No, we see it all
It
the
doesn't
time.
make you amazing. It doesn't make you
Yeah,
awesome.
we
It
see
doesn't
it-
make you the best.
We see it all the time.
Ooh,
It's
I just got
ridiculous.
real mad.
It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
did.
wait. Should I go see a therapist? I got real angry
Oh,
just
well.
now. So,
It's
Are you sure
ridiculous.
you're not anxious?
yeah. Well, here's the thing, John. My mother did the same thing when my father passed away in 2017. And she's still doing it to this day. She shows up and, I'm not pleased to see her for other reasons. And she's like, you really should maybe you should go to counseling, or maybe you should go to a grief group
Maybe you
because
should fuck off.
because you're so angry. Of course I'm fucking angry. I'm angry about the circumstances in which my father died. Plain and simple. I have every right to be angry about that. That doesn't make me depressed. It doesn't make me anxious. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I'm angry. I'm allowed to feel that.
Yeah.
Don't
Absolutely.
don't tell me what I'm supposed to do and how I need to go do this because you think that'll make me better. No, I'm 100% going to be pissed off until the day I die about it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And I'm okay with that.
get
Because
it.
sometimes rage fuels me. That's what motivates me. Rage.
As it should.
Anger. Yeah.
It should motivate you.
It should definitely motivate you to do better and do
Right?
more.
I'm motivated
That's
to
what
be
I-
better and
That's
to
what
do
I,
better.
That's what I turn all these panty wastes, talking. I don't give a fuck who they are.
Yeah.
Anytime I see this Twitch shit, all these panty wastes are fucking doing whatever. And I'm just like, I turn it into motivation
Yeah. That's motivation.
to try to make my content or whatever better.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's what I do.
Plain and simple.
And that's what this podcast is about. It's for us to vent. It's
Is
for us
this
to
pod?
vent.
It's we just vent
We
about
just vent.
things,
You guys can just listen to us vent and bitch about
Yeah.
shit. We
I
do
mean-
a lot of that. We do. Fuck it. Who cares? Why
really.
not?
Yeah, I try not to have like a concrete topic
Eh,
just because
I
I
just
feel like that'll make me boring.
I like to wing it.
Yeah, I'd rather wing it and just bitch about
Nope.
stuff and then
I just totally
here
agree.
comes the topic.
Shoot the shit.
Yeah.
That's really what we do.
Mm-hmm.
What's
I like
on your
it.
mind? What's
Yeah.
affecting you?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about? Because that's what's real. That's
Yeah.
what's it's what's in front of us.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yep.
now that the email's out there and the Twitter's out there and the Facebook will be coming soon, I mean, that's for everybody else to share too. Tell us what your thoughts are. Tell us what you want
Yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
What
us
do you
know.
want us to talk about?
What do you want to
to
hear
go
us
down
bitch
that
about?
road.
Yeah, because we're gonna bitch about it.
Yeah, let's
That's what we're
bitch
gonna
about
do.
whatever. And if we,
I will-
if the time comes and we will come up with, if we have to do a topic, we might do a little bit of research, maybe,
Well, sure.
but not
Yeah.
much.
No.
Who
Because
knows?
I look at it this way, right? I don't want to just regurgitate
No,
things that I'm finding
I
on
don't
the
think anybody-
internet.
I don't think
on
anybody
the
wants-
on the inter
on those
internet,
interwebs,
on them interwebs.
the worldwide internet.
I mean, really, right? I'd rather have my own opinion about it. So even when we talked about serial killers, like
Yeah.
the information that I know is already up in my brain.
I don't want to.
That's
I don't
what I
think
want.
anybody
with.
really wants to regurgitate
But
anything.
yeah,
so.
I'm not going to go there and be like, blurb a blurb did this on this date and blurb a blurb. No.
Yeah.
If you're coming for that, get out.
Seriously.
It ain't
Right.
happening.
Here's my opinions on it.
Yeah.
Here's why I'm jazzed up about it. Here's why I like them.
Yes, it's very opinion driven.
Yes.
Which
Because
is
we're
fine.
opinionated people.
We are.
That's what we
My
do.
thoughts exactly.
All right.
So, all
And
right.
That's basically what's happening in my world.
There you go. There you go. My world's your world.
Aw,
Your world's my world.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Oh,
It is very
puke!
sweet.
Gross.
Again, put it into this one.
That's the
All right.
end.
So,
Vomit everywhere.
check out all the stuff that we do in places and things and such.
Basically, don't
And,
ever listen to him.
Just listen to
Ever.
me. Go to
You'll never get any straight information
go to-
whatsoever.
go to that place and the other place and the other thing we named earlier.
All the things.
Damn, I'm good. I got
Go to
this.
all the places.
I got this.
Seriously,
Check
guys,
other
check
things
the
out.
description. We will have all of the information there.
Or we won't.
We will.
We might.
We will.
Maybe.
Because that's what I do.
Well, I don't.
So we have Sarah.
Yeah, I don't do any of that
It's
shit.
true. That's why you have me.
It's all shit.
Oh.
All right, I'm done. I got stuff to do. Not really, but
Yeah.
Hey, this guy's getting, well, you're not getting them today, but the promise of new glasses are coming today.
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Are you excited?
No,
About time.
not now.
You're not
No,
now.
I'm not excited.
Why?
Because I'm not.
Why aren't you excited?
Because I'm just not.
What, you want to keep your broken ones?
Yeah.
That you've broken more times than I want to admit?
This is all going to be a topic for another podcast, and you've freaking just
Oh.
like threw it in the ass.
Did I
So
ruin
there you
it?
go.
So there you go.
We have the precursor to the next one.
Yep, there we go. There's the precursor to the next one. Okay.
There.
Want to hear about the glasses?
And
You got to come
quit.
back.
Yeah, if you want to hear about the glasses,
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah. Come back.
Come back and listen.
Dun dun dun. Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. Boom. Done. All right.
All right. Well, then thank you guys again for another fun discussion, and please join us again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 Bye.